The following program was paid for by Southern American Media. Fox 30 WGBC invites you to the talk of all the towns in East Mississippi and West Alabama. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace.
Hey, good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, and this is Candace.
Yes.
Also known as I Love You, You Love Me.
The purple Barney shirt, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I guess you were a big fan of Barney.
Oh, well, my kids were. My oldest ones, yeah, we watched Barney constantly. I didn't mind it, but, it really got on some people's nerves.
What happened to Barney? Barney just up one day and was gone, wasn't he?
Yeah, kind of. But we had every videotape, everything that had to do with Barney. We had Barney birthday parties, Barney stuffed animals.
With Blue's Clues up one day. Hey,
too.
I'm gone. Yeah. I'm going to college. Bye, y'all.
I know. That's still going on, but it's a different guy, I think.
Yeah,
But we had the Blues Clues birthday parties where everything was blue at the party.
I'm still with Steve, the original guy.
Yeah.
But he felt that he needed to go back to college, and, well, that's what he did.
Well, it was rumored that he died and all that around that time. Don't you remember? But
he's seemed like a pretty good boy. He gave an interview not long ago, and I read it because we just remember seeing so much of him. Mm-hmm. And then, I guess, the Cabbage Patch Doll thing came to an end. That was big. Yeah. And I'm trying to think of other kid shows that were just humongous, other than Mr. Green Jeans. Come on now. That was like the biggest ever.
Yeah. Well, Barney always had a little, I guess Blue's Clues might have, I can't remember, but Barney always had a little moral to it, you know, or they were teaching the kids something. So I didn't mind it. And I'm kind of glad it's not around because they probably have woke Barney now.
And did they officially ban VeggieTales? I know that they were jumping on because they had, spiritual messages. And I figured by now VeggieTales is a thing of the past.
What was the ones with the little different color? What were those called?
Your third cousin?
No, the different colored little things that everybody said that, they meant something. I don't know. What were they called?
What are you talking about?
I can't remember what they were.
Like hidden messages?
They didn't talk.
Like the secret decoder pin that he had in the Christmas story, and he had to listen to the radio to dial in to get it?
It was a little show. I can't remember. No, not the Wiggles, but they had songs. They sung the Teletubbies. Don't you remember that?
Barely. Barely remember that.
Teletubbies. Yeah. Okay. A lot of people were like, "Oh, that means this and that means that and that means that's too in depth for me." I'm sorry.
What we're getting at is that you get into believing all the conspiracy theories about SpongeBob SquarePants, don't you?
Oh, I don't know about all that. I just know that I thought it was kind of odd that they never spoke a word. And they just kind of look at each other and
Let's just back up and say the best cartoon that was in recent years that they got rid of it, and I miss it, was the Angry Beavers. Come on, they were really funny. Did you watch it?
I didn't watch that.
They were so funny.
But somebody said, "What about Pee Wee's Playhouse?" Remember that? Pee
Wee Herman.
Yeah.
Oh, a lot went on in Pee Wee's Playhouse.
Yeah, Pee Wee fooled a lot of people there for a while.
Woo.
Yeah.
I don't think he ever fooled me. I'm just saying. Sometimes,
he was an odd bird, I will say that.
Sometimes you just go, "Oh, that's kind of peculiar."
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Hey, I wanted to pass along this morning because as it spreads throughout the area of these football games of things you can't do, Neshoba Central, they have put out their rules. And to be fair, I thought I would share their rules also as we go to Neshoba Central to pull it. Let me see the button here. Here it is, right there. There you go, right there. Here's things you cannot do if you attend a Neshoba Central Rocket ball game anymore.
That's right. All the fans are expected to practice good sportsmanship at all times.
Don't be arguing and fighting with other teams from another school is what that really means. We're breaking it down.
Mm-hmm. All children ages 1 to 13 must be accompanied by an adult at all times before, during, and after the game.
Don't let your baby go there without you.
There'll be no games, no pickup games behind stadium or in adjacent areas.
I'd like for you to explain that one to me.
No pickup games. What does that mean?
I read that and I went, do what?
Like pickup truck games, pickup
women
something game. I don't know what that means.
I have no clue. So if you're from Neshoba County and happen to know what that means, please explain because I don't know.
Yeah. And then again, let's see, this is kind of like all the schools are doing. No football, baseball, soccer balls, etc. will be allowed to enter the stadium, and the items will be confiscated and not returned. Excuse me.
And then this last one that is so huge because, a lot of people like to bring the billy goat to the game.
Well, a lot of people have these like service dogs. I don't know if that means no
So
none
if
of
you got
these
a-
either, but no animals are allowed in the stadium. Except service animals. Excuse me, I didn't read the full
Unless
thing.
you have a billy goat that's a service animal, you can bring it.
Right.
But
I've
seriously-
never heard of a service billy goat. I've just never heard of that service animal. But
Pickup games, are they playing Nerf football? Maybe that's what that means. Huh. Anyway, if you happen to know exactly what that means, pass that along to us. We'd like to know exactly what that means there.
somebody said something about my hair. Thank you.
What did they say
Thank
about
you.
it?
Said my hair is awesome.
You know, I never
Thank you.
get compliments like that about my hair.
Well, we don't ever
It's
see
just-
your hair,
because
Scotty
it
Ray.
ain't nothing there.
We see a little snippet of your hair.
Dylan Ray immediately when he noticed that he was taking after my wife's daddy, work out a razor, and he shaved his head. I just can't do it. There ain't
Yeah.
much up there, but I'm proud of what's left. It ain't much, but I sure like it.
You don't have? Do you have little
No, it just ain't
piece
nothing
right
there.
there, like a little island?
Well, I
An
wouldn't call
island
it
of
an
hair?
island. I'd call it like 3 hairs right there in front.
Yeah.
You go back when we actually took family portraits. Wasn't many. Our each year we go to Dollywood. We couldn't afford to go to Olin Mills or fancy places like that. It was always
Sears, you didn't ever do the
no.
Sears
It was all
photos?
Dollywood. Our family portraits, and you can see the progression of there it went, and then we don't go back to Dollywood, so we won't have any more pictures.
Have you ever looked at like the funny photos, family photos that people have?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It is
Hilarious.
hilarious. Like you can tell the ones that were made like at the Sears studio, Olin Mills. There's some odd family photos though.
It is.
Couples photos. They'll make you laugh.
All right, we got the answer, Candace. Here, someone was kind enough to tell us exactly what a pickup game is.
Okay, a pickup game is kids playing football
By the
by
stand.
the stands, usually young kids, and they do that a lot of times because.
Yeah.
The kids usually don't sit and watch the game. I mean, the parents are.
It's gonna be a
I
lot
wonder
of-
if that's going to deter a lot of attendance, maybe. Because
It could.
a lot of kids like to run up and down the bleachers too.
Yeah, they do.
So
Look, I had to beg for a compliment, but I got one that says your cowboy hat is cool.
it is cool. Yeah.
Tiffany, thank you, Tiffany. I was teasing about the hair thing. I don't have it, and well, I've learned to accept that. But I cannot make myself shave my head. Joe Johnson told me to do it. I told Joe I just can't do it. I would probably have a lumpy head.
Well,
You know,
I don't
that
about
lumpy head type person. But there's a lot of people that do it. I support y'all for being brave and going ahead with that. Breaking news this morning is things is not looking good in London as we hear the Queen is excessively sick this morning.
Yeah.
Charles and his, now wife has gone to her bedside. We'll watch this. If something become it, we'll pass that along to you. But under the weather, she's canceling everything. So we don't know how serious it is yet, but
Now,
doesn't sound-
is Charles? He would be next in line.
he is it. He has the right to pass it on and give it to one of his sons, but not likely. He's waited all his life for that opportunity, and just like, Mama, you're 97. Come on, give it up.
If he became the king, he would be the king. Is that correct?
Correct.
Of England.
Yeah,
Would his
I guess he
wife-
could go
what
by
would his
identify as a
wife
queen.
be?
She'd be the queen.
I don't know that. Would she be the
Yes.
queen for sure?
Bloodline. Yeah, she would be his queen. She wouldn't be the queen like.
So, like, if he passed away and
Just
she
like
was
Princess
left,
Diana.
would she reign like Elizabeth by herself?
no, it would be its bloodline. It would be passed on to one of his children. Like
Okay.
the queen is being passed on. Like she was most likely the daughter of whoever the king was. I don't remember back when it was, but it has to be a bloodline passing.
I just knew that at some point they were saying at some point that William's daughter would be the queen, probably of England. The daughter would end up being
The
the
first
queen.
son is usually the one that gets it.
Right, and if he passes,
Then it would move on to the next.
okay, yeah, I don't know.
Did you not watch the Wild Wild West when they
Well,
were trying?
I don't know why. Somebody said not long ago that she would probably end up being the queen one day. I don't know.
Who?
That his daughter, William's daughter.
Oh.
Charles's granddaughter.
If they know something we don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because you take the one that's so upset with the wife that, what is her name, Megan?
Yeah,
he ain't
Meghan
never
Markle.
going to be king. He's the second son. It ain't happening for him.
Right.
So I don't,
Yeah.
maybe they just don't know what they're talking about.
I don't know.
Just saying.
I mean, it wouldn't be anything to do with them. I was just talking about William is Charles's firstborn.
Right, but I don't,
And if Charles was to pass, then William would take the throne, I would imagine.
right, but where's the,
I don't know where that come in, but they were just saying that the daughter would probably be.
no.
I don't know. Maureen, if you're watching, let
It's
us
right
know
there's
because
the-
Maureen's from England.
There's the word that we're looking for, consort.
Okay.
that she would be, but she is not bloodline, so it would be passed on to a grandchild or something to that effect. Okay. I know nothing about England.
It's confusing to me too. Yeah, let's hope that the Queen makes it through all this mess that she's.
Yeah, we do too.
That she's sickness.
Headlines this morning, as we found out yesterday, and again at first, as I got messages about what was going on at NAS Meridian, it was, well, something's going on. They've closed the gate. Then I got a word, well, they had a disgruntled employee. Nothing to it. It's all taken care of. And as the afternoon went on, I spoke with Sheriff Billy Solly. And, well, it was a little bit more than that. Someone had barricaded themselves inside an apartment, inside a room at NAS Meridian. Now, and again, this is federal. This is when it gets into FBI, when it deals with bases, military. You don't get a whole lot of information. And I have to say a big thank you this morning to Lisa Solly, as I could almost smell the pancakes at 5:30, 5 a.m. when I was talking to Sheriff Billy Solly in the background. I think she was cooking bacon, really.
You think?
That's what it sounded like. But so kind of them to talk with me early this morning. What we found out is authorities at around midnight busted down the door where the man was barricaded. And what did they find? Absolutely nothing except a cell phone. Pretty smart cookie, and what he had done was he had several cell phones on his person. He left one, and probably not long after he went in the room, went out a back window. As authorities surrounded the building, it looked as though he was still there. And throughout the day, he would send texts saying that he wanted to end this with death by police, more or less.
Really?
To where guns blazing, and it would end that way. He was passing along, taking pictures of guns, sending it to them, and that's why the room was not stormed by military. And then again with this, Billy Solly was there if the base asked for backup. They were there on hand. I'm sure the Sheriff's Department handled things a lot quicker than military would. They would have gone in and taken care of this long before that. But they were there if needed. They were on hand. And lo and behold, when they did break down the door, he was gone. And as I spoke with Billy this morning, it is most likely he is not even in the area. He's been picked up by someone and is in another state. He's from Georgia. A 19-year-old is who he is. As we get into this, his name is Derek. I'm trying to see the exact, because I went back and changed. Derek Johnson is his name. 19 years old. He's originally from Georgia. Okay. No threat to anyone in the area. Gone, fled. This goes back to a tie-in to last week when we reported the people at Walmart saying that Camaro that tore out of there, that almost hit several people, was stolen, and he was the driver, is what allegedly the driver. Let me word it that way.
I would hope that he wouldn't be a threat to anybody, but somebody that sends pictures and wants to say it, saying death by police, I mean, that's not a stable person.
NCIS is confirming this with the sheriff and all other agencies that their information is he's not around here anymore. Okay. He is fled the coop, so to speak. So that's what went on at NAS Meridian. And it taught me a lesson on that. Whenever there's a gate closed, and I won't just go, oh, well, I will dig deeper into this each time with this from moving forward. But fortunately, no one was hurt. He did escape, but a pretty smart cookie is what we're dealing with there, to leave a phone behind and do it that way.
So, I mean, I'm sure he left prints on the phone.
Oh, yeah. So that's the headlines on that this morning. We got...
Somebody said on here that if William was to pass, I mean, you might want to move up and see, but the daughter would take the throne. William is in line to be the king, and then his daughter would be next. Yeah. So... I guess that's where I heard that. I don't know.
Yeah, it would never fall to his brother. It would go to his bloodline, the firstborn, whatever happened.
Yeah, I knew it wouldn't go to Harry, but...
Yeah, so that's how you go. We've got more on the way. Y'all don't rush off. We'll tell you all that's going on. We got more local news. All that's next as we begin your day here with Scotty Ray and Candace. J&J Tire and Muffler, located at 3420 8th Street, invites you by. And if you need a front-end alignment, make sure to try their new state-of-the-art alignment machine. No matter the size of your truck and car, J&J can align it. J&J also has touch-free mounting, laser wheel balancing, and as always, they provide preventive maintenance, including CV axles, shocks, struts, brakes. And they even do work on motorcycles. With the largest selection of new and used tires, along with exhaust systems. Locally owned and operated since 1978 in Meridian.
One of the most important places to you is your home. That's why Patrick Allen Companies is proud to provide style, functionality, and security to your home. There's nothing quite like a well-designed overhead garage door or vinyl replacement windows, or the safety of a storm shelter to help your family feel protected. Patrick Allen offers doors and windows for commercial and industrial with dozens of innovative designs. Patrick Allen Companies, safety, service, and satisfaction.
Welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace as we begin this Thursday morning. The end of the week is almost here. And again, we have to remind ourselves that it was a shorter week than normal as we had Labor Day weekend. Mm-hmm. Now, we are getting our first pictures as we go to take a look at what went on at Highland Baptist Church. We brought you the story of it being broken into, where the thieves went in and they took TVs, they took iPads that the kids learned to work with, and they stole all of the dog food and cat food that the kids had raised to take out to Rocky at the animal shelter. Mm-hmm. Here's our first pictures of the suspects as we go to the camera footage that is released by MPD. There's our first suspect. If you happen to know this young man, contact the Meridian Police Department. Here's another view. Now, again, they're pretty well covered, but that's what they did down the halls as they went through everything. Quick cash is what they were after, and this is what they've taken. There's another angle of a person there. We do hope they are captured and brought to justice for doing this. Taking things from children is not good, and on top of it, involving a church is a no-no in our area.
It makes you wonder if somebody had been in there and had seen what was in there, because I mean, you don't just come and steal that much dog food and not be prepared to haul it.
Yeah,
too. So
you had to have something put it in. Pretty heavy there.
Yeah.
Did we have some birthdays?
Happy birthday to Tracy Brantley. I hope we've got that right. And then April Roberts. Happy birthday.
I had someone ask, what is the latest update from the Lost Cap prison regarding the deceased inmate? Mm-hmm. I got absolutely no information from authorities there. Okay. I only have that there is a person that is deceased from there. I have a name that I cannot verify, and that the person at the prison was hung, self-inflicted. That's all I know at this point. I've asked for authorities. I'm going to try to get in touch again. As I was told, nothing's unusual here. It's the exact wording that I got. I have not gotten anything new from that, and I asked for updates from them, and they're not passing that on. Yeah. But that is what we know, that there is one deceased person. This was last week, and that person allegedly hung themselves. That's what we know. I noticed, and we go to Columbus, Starkville area, as WCBI television in Columbus is reporting that a Collinsville lady has lost her life in a car wreck yesterday afternoon. As we read the story, we find out that the coroner has pronounced Maya Amos deceased there. She was a passenger in a vehicle. There was a child in the car that has been rushed to a hospital in critical but stable condition. We don't know much more than that at this point. We pass along condolences to the family there. Horrible for someone from my area to be off and be killed in an auto accident, which leads us to our next just horrifying news that we have to tell you. And, well, sometimes the news is not always the most upbeat and wonderful news that you want to hear. But a storm broke out yesterday. No warnings issued for us, but a tree fell in eastern Lauderdale County on Highway 19. A car would come along soon after and strike the tree that was in the road and flip. The person, being from Butler, Alabama, was pronounced deceased at the scene. A 73-year-old person from Butler, Alabama, was pronounced dead there. Now, what we all know, I got a note from someone this morning, which I won't identify. There's just no reason to do that. It said they came along and they saw it. They had no cell phone service. They tried to text other people. The signal would not go through. They did stop at a store and ask could they use their phone to notify police. They were not allowed to use the phone, and then the wreck happened soon after. They were met with police running to the scene.
It's awful. Somebody would not allow them to use the telephone.
Yeah,
that makes no sense to me, but...
Horrible. Someone lost their life. And trees are very dangerous. We've seen that happen. It was right over here not long ago in the West Lauderdale area that someone struck it. Now, there wasn't any death involved with it.
Right.
But, it can happen. Blink of an eye.
It can. I mean, trees, you could come around a curve and one be laying in the road.
Yeah.
You not be prepared. It's just awful.
We had another pretty big fender bender as the Meridian Police Department and also the fire department and rescue may have been involved in this as we pull this up. This is the scene by Firestone, 29th Avenue. As you can see there, several cars involved in that little fender bender there.
You know, I heard the sirens, and then I heard them stop all of a sudden. So I looked out, and I didn't see anything. I guess that's why it was on down where I couldn't.
Look, you haven't learned to say, hold these scissors just a moment. I'll be right back. I got to get this for Scotty Ray.
I got to go do some detective work.
Yeah, be right back.
Yeah, no, I didn't see it. I heard it. But hope everybody was okay.
Yeah, we do hope so.
That's a busy spot, though, right there.
Yeah, coming out of there.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And and I want to. Who hasn't done this? You're thinking. You pull up to a red light, and a car in the left lane, maybe it's a turn lane, moves. And you will go because that car.
Because they go.
Yeah.
Right.
And your red light is still red. Mm-hmm. I've almost done that a few times.
I have also. What do you call? I mean, when you veer off, it's just you.
An illegal right-hand turn.
No, you're turning right, but you're supposed to just use caution. You know, look both ways. It's not a red light or anything. Anyway, you yield.
Yield to the right
area.
Okay.
Well, I yielded, and I was looking, and the person in front of me went on, and I was looking, and all of a sudden they had stopped. This has been years ago, and I plowed into the back of them.
Whoops.
So, yeah.
I made a visit a few weeks back to Mississippi State. Dylan Ray was up there and needed help of moving some furniture, so I drove up to help him. And they got one of those roundabout things. Truthfully, how do you determine if there's an incident in a roundabout as to whose fault it was? It's a circle with 4 or 5 different ways to get in it, and then you zip out when you want to go the direction you want to.
Don't they have one of those in Paris?
Yeah, that's where it comes from. I don't like it. Mm-hmm. I made it through it without incident, but I'm telling you, I don't like that stuff.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Ooh, Morton, Mississippi joining us. James Sullivan, how are you doing? Glad to have you watching. We got another birthday there.
Happy birthday, Jalen. Let's see, do we have a last? Jalen Pruitt. Happy 18th birthday.
Getting on up there.
Hope you have a great day.
You can join the military now at 18, can't you?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. They call that officially an adult, don't they?
I think they do.
Don't they? I'm saying they.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the U.S. of A. government.
Yeah. A lot of kids think that they're totally grown at 18 too. So
Yeah, you don't.
Mine did at least.
I remember back. I thought I knew more than I did.
Yeah, 18 is that's a big milestone though. So happy birthday, Jalen.
You start getting bills that will never go away at 18.
Yeah. I remember 18. I remember wishing I could. Oh, I wish I was grown. Now I wish I could go back.
No crow's
not
feet.
Have all the responsibilities and worries that you have when you're older. You know
that happens. Barbara,
we wish our life away, don't we? Yeah.
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
Barbara says she don't like them round. That's what they're called, roundabouts. Mm-hmm. And you do go round and around like a merry-go-round. I
bet there's a lot of road rage in the roundabout, don't you think?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Sandra Barnes says this is her first time watching. We appreciate that and hope you'll join us for many more episodes as we come to you every day. We had a big deal yesterday this is serious, and it's a stolen credit card. And as always, when we get information from the local sheriff's departments and in the areas we share, 26 times is what this young lady is charged with of using a fraudulent credit card. Let's pull up a picture here. Here we go. Yeah. Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department. And is that pronounced Kashid?
I think so.
Kashid Wright being charged with that. Bond is set at $2,500 times 26. Somebody do the arithmetic on that. I do not have that many fingers. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you.
Gosh, a lot.
It's a bunch. We'll word it at that. But again, we.
So I guess she had, 26 counts is I guess 26. Mm-hmm. I don't know what kind of credit card fraud. But.
It'd be probably using one that wasn't hers. An assumption. I don't have it all in black and white, but that's what the assumption is on that.
I wonder where she got the access to that. But
never know.
I would like to know that.
It's out there. We're awaiting also pictures from the Meridian Police Department. We'll get that later on today of the golf cart theft that happened that I put pictures of. Mm-hmm. We'll have those that were arrested, their mug shots, and we'll post that here in just a little bit so you can know who was doing these things in the middle of the night that shouldn't have been doing. All that's coming up today, hopefully. Boy, what happens when you're the popo? Aren't you supposed to abide by the law even if you are a law enforcement officer?
I would imagine so.
What if you're away from home and you're lonely?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't? Well, $180 can get you into some deep, what's the word I'm thinking of here? I'll let y'all fill in the blank there. But a deputy police chief was on holiday. Let me use a word I don't use. On holiday at a convention in Polk County, Mississippi. During the night, he thought, oh, look, an ad. Let me text her. He did. He went to meet her. He was the popo. She was a lady of the evening, posing as one. He's been arrested, and, well, he probably doesn't have a job this morning. $180 is all she got for a half an hour, though. Bargain, isn't it? I know what you're thinking.
I don't know. I'm thinking his career probably wasn't worth
$180.
Losing for $180.
He was taking the Charlie Sheen thought on that. $1,000 you don't have to live with her every day and listen to her. Yeah. No word yet if the deputy was a married man or what went on, but his life is not great this morning.
If he was a married man, I'm sure his life is not great this morning.
It ain't good the other way either. Woo, have mercy. And I brought this up this morning during our first broadcast at 6:30, and I brought this. I go when called, when I can make it, to serve my time on a jury when it's sent out. But can you imagine being chosen on a jury to where you have to listen to a case where a man killed a 4-year-old child and, well, done things, abused a 3-year-old? And that's what's happening this week down in the Natchez area as they choose who's going to be on that jury. I wouldn't want to be on that. I wouldn't. But you have to do what is called, and occasionally y'all will get those things in the mail. When you can, go so that justice is served. But, boy, that would be a tough one, would it not?
I wish people like that got some kind of a special punishment.
I know.
Just thrown in jail and even just, being injected with something, what do you call it, lethal injection.
Yeah,
that's just too easy.
It is.
Sorry.
And that's the way
somebody that does something
our
like
society has become very soft, which brings us to our next huge story that broke yesterday afternoon, and I watched the first one. I didn't look at any more after I saw the first one. There was a guy in Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis has been plagued with horrific crimes lately. It's just one thing after another. Of a man that was driving around Memphis, Tennessee, live on Facebook, killing people. I saw the one where he walked in the AutoZone, and as soon as he pulled the door open, there was a guy walking with, I think he had motor oil or maybe a car part to the counter, shoots him dead. In the end, 4 people would end up dead, 3 injured as police. And he was getting away because he was stealing cars. He would run this one, shoot somebody, take their car, and run. He eventually wrecked. They took him into custody without incident. And it makes you wonder who gives that order of this guy. I don't know what I'm trying to say there, but he was arrested without incident and taken into custody for all these different murders.
Again, too easy for him.
It's awful. Innocent people that going about their lives were killed yesterday.
Just think, okay, I'm going to change my oil today. I'm going to run to AutoZone.
And let me pull up the picture here. Daily Mail has got him in the squad car. This is the picture that was taken when he was put into the back of the car, grinning ear to ear. There you go. He had just murdered 4 people and injured 3 more. I don't know if anybody has ever heard this, but I urge you, it was a hidden track years ago. Gary Allen, do you know who I'm talking about? A country singer. He had a song, and then the only way I discovered it was I was driving to Nashville for something, and you know how the CD's playing, and about 3 to 4 minutes later, another song come out of nowhere, and I just daydreamed and didn't even realize it. And the song was called No Judgment Day, and it was all about how America is living like there is no judgment day before God. And it was about, and he wrote the song. He was on tour, and he picked up a local newspaper, and it was 3 kids that had robbed a store, and they killed an elderly man for a 6-pack of beer and $10. And he wrote a song about it, how there is no judgment day, how they were grinning ear to ear as they were arrested. Awful, awful. And it really fits the same subject here.
I just think if people commit cold-blooded murder like that, like I said, I think there should be a special punishment for them. And
America is very soft nowadays. Very, very soft. It worries me, and I hope it concerns you as well.
Yeah.
You have people that are copycats, and that's the best way to do that. When they see that nothing happens, well, they go and try it. Ain't no other way to word it.
There's no regard for respect for people, no regard for human life anymore with some people. Not all, but some. And it's awful. It's the evil world we're living in. It is.
We got a birthday. Robin Smith is wishing Debbie Coleman's, am I pronouncing it right?
Uh-huh.
Happy birthday. We hope it's a big one there. I don't know how old you are.
We had a happy birthday to a Christopher. I don't know that we got a last name on that. I'll have to research back up.
Research. She's all.
But yeah,
research.
happy birthday, Christopher. When I get your last name, I'll repeat it again.
Yeah. Tell us about that. Let's talk about our friends over at Maple's One Stop Shop. Now, they got 6 locations scattered across the Meridian area. It's going to be clean and convenient, as it says there, right there. And it's locally owned. They got all types of biscuits, eggs, even a little, what do you call that, grits this morning. Yeah, love them. Similarly, they're working on lunch. They'll have that coming up at the 31st Chevron store, and also out in Causeyville, you can take advantage of it. Any of the stores offer the loyalty coffee program, and as always, a cold drink, something to snack on, a bag of chips, whatever it may be. You get pizza and also at Bonita and out at the country store. See them, lottery tickets, ice cream, and so much more. Your 6 locations scattered across town that is clean and convenient. Visit with them today when you see them. Maple's One-Stop Shop. You'll be glad that you did.
It's here, the Fall Sweet Pea Swap, located at the old Jeffries building at Bonita Lakes. Drop-offs will be held September the 8th through the 10th. The public sale gets underway September 16th and 17th from 10 in the morning until 7 at night. Then again Sunday, September the 18th from 1 until 6 with 25% off. And our final day, Monday, September the 19th with 50% off from 10 until 7 p.m. Make sure to come by the most talked about event all year, the Fall Sweet Pea Swap, at the old Jeffries building, Bonita Lakes.
On this field, as on the gridiron, each inch is fought for and marked by sweat. Each inch taken through disciplined training. With a Kubota L2501 tackling each inch in the trenches, whether those inches are measured here or here, all adding up to yards. For each yard, Kubota measures victory, and the touchdown is Parrish Tractor. Here, we're much more than a tractor store.
Welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace. It is Thursday. Believe it or not, how these days fly.
I know, and a lot of birthdays going on today. We have another one, Patrick Harper. Happy birthday.
Yeah, I hope it's a big one there. Now, as usual, on most days when we can fit it in, we talk about what went on this date. And this one has always stuck with me. There's not many speeches or things that are brought up that, what do they call them, cliches or quotes? That's the word. But this one from Abe Lincoln, even though sometimes I didn't like everything Abe done, he did make a lot of sense on this comment and on this one that he did today. You may fool all the people some of the time. You can even fool some of the people all the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time. That famous quote coming from Honest Abe. And there's a lot of truth to that.
Yes.
As we see Shad White make his decisions, there's people fool some of the people some of the time. He catches them in the end. A big day for Meridian, Mississippi, or maybe it was Geiger, Mississippi. There's a controversy as to who really owns the birthright to this man, and it will probably forever be this way. We do know that he hung out in Geiger, Alabama a lot. As well, Jimmy Rogers was born. 1897 was the year.
All right. Somebody said he would be 125.
Jimmy Rogers, that'd be about right if you do the arithmetic there. Getting on up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we'll never know. 1915, this guy was born, and you saw him many, many times. He kept Mr. Drucker. He was this on 3 or 4 different shows from the Beverly Hillbillies, but he was born on this day. You remember him?
I do.
Frank Caddy.
Wasn't he on Andy Griffith too?
That one I can't verify.
Maybe, possibly. I thought.
Could be.
A lot of people were on there, but.
Yeah. But let's see here. Anybody remember the TV show, the movie Grease?
Yes.
Remember the football coach? Didn't he have like a fling at the end where he was like interested in the
lady in the office?
Yeah. Wasn't that the scene how it kind of ended?
Maybe it was, I guess when they were all singing and dancing.
Yeah, at the end.
And there was different couples got together. And do you remember the little lady that worked in the office with the secretary? You know that they would always do the little morning announcements. You remember the scene where she has her bra on the outside of her shirt?
Missed that one. I don't remember that.
She was funny. She was like the dingy secretary in the office. But
Lord have mercy.
that's the best movie, though.
It was.
Really.
Good, clean
Classic.
family entertainment.
Yeah.
Grease is the word. I'll never forget that movie as long as I live. Yeah. But I do need to go back and watch again. It's just been so many years. 1932, this chick was born, and boy, would she make a
She's my favorite.
Yeah. What is the word I'm looking for here? Her mark on the world.
Right.
Forever leaving it. Patsy Cline. And from one song after another, of course, Willie Nelson wrote Crazy.
Yeah.
But she made her mark and would be forever remembered and being a best friend with Loretta Lynn.
Yeah, I love that movie, Sweet Dreams. You ever seen that?
Yes,
About
it's-
Patsy Cline. It's the best movie.
Dude was all up in it, wasn't he?
He was. He and Loretta, they were friends. They
Dude
had
got
the
all
little-
upset there. Never kept his feelings to himself. Never knew much about her husband, Patsy's husband. I never knew
Well,
much
that
about
movie
him.
showed a lot about him.
But
you know.
him
But yeah,
You didn't hear about him publicly. It showed that maybe it wasn't the most perfect marriage in the whole wide
Right.
world. And at the end of the day, there's nobody's marriage that's perfect. Y'all don't ever believe what you see on these TV shows and stuff, that life is a fairy tale. They have ups and downs just like you and I do.
I think when she went into like having more fame, that put a big stress on their marriage.
He
you
got,
know?
but you know who's perfect at this? Who that should write a book? Because there's been so many rumors about his wife, and he ain't never got upset and yelled at nobody. Carl Dean, somewhere in America today, has a head full of knowledge. As many times as they said his wife ran off with Kenny Rogers, you never heard him make a statement or go to the National Enquirer, did you? That man knows a lot of stuff.
I wonder if that was just like rumors.
It probably was.
You know, rumors.
But
Hey,
I
you
wouldn't
don't hear-
trust-
You don't hear a lot about her husband, though, Dolly's husband.
No, he's quiet. But would you trust, let me ask y'all all know Kenny Rogers, Mr. Ladies Man. Would you want your wife running around with him all over the country in a tour bus? Just saying.
I don't know though. I don't see her as being that type of a person. I'm sorry. I just don't. I think she puts herself out there like, you know, look at me type
Yeah.
stuff. But I don't. She seems like she's got a good
I'm
moral.
going to sell her some oceanfort property in
I
Arizona.
like Dolly. Look, like you tell me about Reba McEntire. Don't mess with Dolly.
And we don't know Dolly. You often think, well, I'm just going to leave it alone. Let's go to 1956. Who was on the cover of TV Guide? Yeah, this guy was going to be somebody, and he did become somebody. TV Guide focused on Elvis today, back in 56. That's been a year or two ago. We would also learn that, well, it was never my favorite TV show, but millions upon millions of Americans flocked to the television to see it. Star Trek began on this date. Beam me up, Scotty.
Yeah. There's a lot of, what do you call them, Trekkies?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, a lot of people like that.
And
I
Mr.
never got into any sci-fi. It was not my thing.
Mr. Personality himself, William Shatner. Yeah, he's got about as much personality as this board right there. 1971, this guy here, maybe you've watched The Hobbit, a few of these. Maybe you ended up watching Sherlock Holmes. Then you'll know who Martin Freeman is. He was born on this date back in 71. That's him right there. Looks a little different with makeup, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good shows, though. Enjoyed him and all of it. He's a pretty good actor there. 1973, this is where you got to sing the song. Go ahead, break into it.
No, I'm not. Well, I have a funny story about this song, though.
Let's get it on.
Yeah. My kids one time got my phone and somebody did, and changed a ringtone to this. And I was in the Piggly Wiggly one day, and my phone went off, and it was doing that, let's get it on. You know, and I swear I couldn't get to my phone quick enough. I mean, it was,
I guess the worst thing it could have been was during church.
Yeah, I mean, it was awful. Awful. I was so embarrassed. But
It happens.
Yeah.
Let's get
My
it on.
kids come
Marvin
back.
Gaye, the #1 song in America back in 1973. And then, of course, we would later find out that tragedy of his father taking his life later on.
Oh, goodness.
Woo, 1974, somebody got the presidential pardon. Said, it's okay. We all know that you've done a little wrong there, but it's all right. 74, Ford pardoned Nixon. I'm sure that was part of the deal before he stepped down that would happen. It's politics. Y'all know how that really works. 1974, this was a big deal. I can remember at 5 years old sitting at the television watching. Who didn't? I even had a few toys. Yep, it was the day that Evel Knievel attempted to jump Snake River. Didn't work out so well. Did you watch it?
Is that the day he died?
No, he didn't. He
Okay.
just didn't make it.
Okay.
He would be rushed to the hospital again with many broken bones and things as it happened with him. He just didn't make it across. The jet didn't make it.
I didn't watch it, but I'm sure my brother probably watched. I was born in 74, so I mean, obviously I didn't watch that.
Oh,
But,
it's replays, girl. Replays.
but my brother would have been 7. And I
Everything-
want to say he had an Evel Knievel. Did they have dolls back
Oh
then?
yeah,
Like, yeah.
tons of motorcycles. He was
Had the
he was
Stretch
like
Armstrong doll. And
he was really America's first like national hero that way. He did things that had never been done before. He did. Evel Knievel, and things went great up until that baseball bat incident. We'll leave it at that. 1986 on this date, this old girl would have a TV show. and it would go national today. And, well, as we say in America, the rest is history from Mississippi as Oprah became somebody after today.
Yeah. I used to watch her show all the time.
It was
good.
good.
I really liked her show. And then I kind of got a little, when she started talking about your spirit and not like, I don't know.
I missed all that.
It went in a different direction. I'll just put it like that.
But she used to, give away the cars, and the studio audiences always looked at her as just like one of the girls.
Yeah.
And it worked well for her for years.
But she's a great actress, too. In The Color Purple. She was in that. She's really good.
2017, we would lose what is known as the gentle giant of country music. And all morning long, I've had this stuck in my head. I've been humming, "If Hollywood Don't Need You, Honey, I Still Do." Anybody remember that? We lost Don Williams on this date back in 17 number one hits, and it's just on and on and on of the songs that he had. "Raking a Rambling Man," "I'm Just a Country Boy," and, well, "Lord, I Hope This Day Is Good." That was one of his big ones.
I like that song now. That's
Ain't
the
nothing like
one
a
I know.
little prayer to start off your day. I brought this guy to Meridian, or we did back in the day, back in, I want to say it was 2011. Montgomery Gentry made their debut in Meridian. They were just getting started out at the Lauderdale County Agri Center. And in 2017, we would lose part of that. Troy Gentry passed away on this date in that helicopter crash before a concert.
I remember that. That was awful.
Nice guy. Hunted over in Alabama, close to us near Livingston. Had a lot of friends in the vicinity. Good guy. Can't speak highly enough of him.
His singing partner, the Montgomery guy.
Eddie?
Eddie Montgomery. He lost his child at a young age, I think. So there was a lot of tragedy right there, and it's awful.
And of course, and if you don't know, John Michael Montgomery is Eddie's brother. The song "The Little Girl" and many other hits that he had, they were brothers. But and somewhere out there on a road somewhere in a tour bus, Eddie is still going as he brings you those songs. They had a bunch of good ones there. We wish him luck there.
Yeah.
So much going on. Y'all hang on. We got more to tell as we bring you the local and headline news from across America this morning, right here with Scotty Ray and Candace.
Meridian's favorite barbecue is Squealer's Barbecue, named the barbecue capital for the state of Mississippi. Whether it's barbecue, wings, or burgers, Squealer's simply has the best for a family environment. Every Thursday night, there's live music out on the porch. Takeout orders are welcome, and whether it's your next tailgate or large catering event, your friends at Squealer's are there to help. Drop in for lunch today or a night out on the town. Squealer's Barbecue, the best in fine barbecue.
Folks, if your yard is needing grass and you need it quick, talk to our friends at Coates Hydro Seeding. They offer residential and commercial. The great thing about this, it doesn't wash, the water treads, and it holds the soil in place. It's the easiest way to grow grass. That's hydro seeding. You'll get a great looking lawn without all the dry spots. How many times have you put out seed and it gets washed away, blown away, or even the birds eat it? Talk to our friends at Coates Hydro Seeding, 601-728-1954. Time to stop spending your entire weekend mowing grass. Step up to a Skag zero-turn lawnmower. Freeman Tractor in Collinsville has the #1 rated zero-turn mower, Skag, with cutting widths from 36 inches to 72 inches. Skag, the #1 choice of professional landscapers because they know nothing outcuts or outlasts a Skag. 0% financing for 48 months with payments starting as low as $129 a month. Stop by Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 and see coleslaw or buttermilk. And welcome back, Scotty Ray and Candace, as we talk about our good friends over Snowden and Company. Maybe you're thinking of getting a house. Well, before you make that decision, talk to them. Let them explain how that process works. They can take the pain out of it. As we all know, it can be scary looking at a stack of papers, not knowing what it's about. Well, Amanda and her team were there to walk you through this. So we're open every day, Monday through Friday, until 5 p.m. Appointment on Saturday and closed on Sundays. And no matter the neighborhood that you're looking for, they got a house for you. If they don't have it, they'll let you know as soon as it becomes available. 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, how big it needs to be. From Clark, Neshoba, Lauderdale, even over into the Brandon area, Madison, maybe you want to move there. Or if you're moving from there to here, they can handle both sides of this. Real estate, it's real simple. Visit snowdenrealestate.com on the internet. Take a look at the homes. Call them, and they'll walk you through this. New listings all over the county and maybe where you are. Find out why so many people trust Amanda. Well, she's certified. She's got a lot of great qualities. And this is her staff. That number, 453-3937, that is the number to call. And, well, they'll set you up and get you going before long at all. I won't name the store or the employee's name, but we have a star employee. I bet you'd like to hire this young lady. And I don't know all of the backtails. I was just told of, well, it makes you proud to have this employee. We had somebody at a convenience store that got sick. I don't know how bad it was. They put a note, hey, I've gone to the emergency room, left the store open.
Goodness.
So you could just come in, do what you wanted.
I guess if it's a major emergency, though, what do you do? I
But
mean,
you had time to write a note, you know? Yeah, and you would think you would wait on somebody to come relieve you, but just leave the store open. And again, I don't know all the details of what the medical emergency
right.
was.
I hope
but
she's she or he or
yeah,
is it
whoever,
she?
I don't know.
I hope they are okay.
Yeah, I said she
Goodness,
maybe, but
yeah.
I don't know that. I'm just saying I hope it's okay. But boy,
Yeah. I guess, like I said, if it's a bad enough emergency, but you
you don't
at
know.
least she did.
Gone.
At least she left a note.
Help yourself. Be honest. Here's the
didn't know
here's the
where she
jug.
went.
Throw your money in it.
Goodness. Hopefully nobody was dishonest. when
Yeah.
they come
And
in
what do
there.
you think the odds of that were?
Let's keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah. Let's always look for the good in people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try.
Ricky Martin, y'all know that singer? He's filing a $20 million lawsuit against his nephew. Y'all remember this when accusation was made up against him that he may have done something to his nephew?
Oh.
Yeah, it wasn't true, and, well, he's suing him for it for running his name. We'll see how that works out. Family isn't going to be able to work that one out, I don't believe.
I think anytime. Now, I will say this. If something like that was to happen, it was true, I think whoever does something like that needs to be fully prosecuted. But there are people who will try to ruin people and lie and say stuff
Absolutely.
like that. And that is a horrible, horrible thing for somebody to lie and say that. I mean, it is. You can ruin somebody with your words.
Joyce Williamson reminds me, back in 1974, Don Williams had a #1 song. It was called Amanda. Y'all remember that? They named their daughter after her.
All right.
Now he's over 30 and still wearing jeans. Woo, what a song. Waylon would later record that, but I'm telling you, Don Williams' version of that was really, really good. We go back to San Francisco to where they're as soft as a wet paper towel out there. Well, they're asking for advice. What do we do? We've let all these drug heads in, come to these free spots to take drugs and not get arrested. So how do we end this? They're going to sit around and scratch their heads for quite some time and
Shut them
probably
down.
never
Shut 'em down.
figure it out.
You know.
It's called abide by the law of the nation. Amazing.
Well, the people who set all these things up in like years ago, you know, and wrote the Constitution.
We're smarter than the
and,
average bear.
They had, I think they thought ahead on a lot of different things.
Yeah.
And when you
Our
don't abide
generation-
by that and you kind of want to do your own thing, good things do not come of it.
I'm really, and I think most people really are. I saw a survey the other day where 69% of Americans, and it wasn't saying it was 69% of Democrats, it wasn't saying independents or Republicans, it said 69% Americans across the board are really concerned with the direction the country is taking now, where it could end up, what could happen in the next few years. It's a very touchy situation. We sure hope it all gets worked out. Yeah. Steve Bannon is getting ready to surrender himself. He'll do that on Thursday, today sometime, because he's been indicted. You remember the thing that he was pardoned for? They're after him again over that.
So is this another charge, a different charge? Because once you're pardoned for something, I didn't know you could go back and be charged again.
That's what I thought.
So I think this is something a little different.
Okay,
I think.
Maybe.
But it might be have to do with something like, you know, what the other was. But I thought that's what I heard yesterday. So now he would have no way of being pardoned.
Oh, no. He has no connections.
You know.
We'll see.
Makes you wonder, like, why are they so after him?
New charges surround the We Build the Wall attempt. And that's really the same thing that it was last time. They've
Right.
just found
Something else.
But he is surrendering today. Oh, yeah. Out in California, they're saying, oh, yeah, watch out how much electricity you're using. And don't charge your car until after 9 p.m. If you need to go somewhere at 7 o'clock, too bad. Maybe you're having a baby and can't get there in your electric car. I don't know what you do. And what would cabs do? Because they use a little bit more than everybody else.
It's going to be a big, big mess. Yeah.
Jerome says a state charge is separate from a federal charge, and that is most likely what is going on there. Thank you, Jerome. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
To read more about that. Boy, have mercy. Let's see other things here. Knoxville, a registered sex offender attacked a jogger. This is starting to be a problem in America, isn't it? Mm-hmm. They've busted him, taking him downtown. Let's hope he doesn't get out. Howard Stern. Does anybody really like Howard?
I've heard him before be
Vulgar?
civil, and then I've heard him be over the top.
Yeah, he's taken to his platform to run down anybody that ever voted for Trump, in case you wanted to know. Just thought you might.
You know, I think these people that keep running down people that voted for Trump, the people that voted for Trump don't care. Okay? And they don't care if you run them down. It's not like they're made to vote for Trump. I think Hillary had said something like, y'all need to get a backbone and, stand up to this man. Here's a news flash for you. The people that voted for Trump wanted to vote for Trump.
But, and it's okay if you voted for Hillary. I don't hold that against anybody.
Right.
And that's what confuses me of people that get angry. It's at the end of the day, we're still Americans. You can think differently, but work together by all means.
But it's just like, I don't know. It's just a bashing contest. I'm just so tired of it. It's just, get along,
Are you trying to quote Rodney?
Why can't everybody just get along? Yeah.
And that's what he said, if y'all remember that.
But really, why can't everybody just get along? I mean, it's like some people wake up with the mindset of, who can I go out and rob today? Who can I go out and, kill today? I don't understand that mindset of people. I really don't. I mean, Lord, it makes you want to just gather all those people into one area and say, have at it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I mean,
out.
that's awful to say, but, leave everybody else that wants to live peaceful lives alone.
There you go. Let's see here. The squeeze is hitting America, as most Americans say, well, look, with the rising price of gas and things, we've got to cut out vacation this year.
Yeah.
Overwhelmingly, it looks as though there's going to be people that cut back on those areas that just don't do it. Mm-hmm. That's some of the headlines. We got more on the way. We ain't over yet. Y'all stay close with us as we deliver it to you this morning, live right here from Meridian. We do appreciate it.
Health Now is your locally owned medical equipment store. Every person's need is a little different, and they offer a little bit of everything from hospital beds, wheelchairs, reclining back wheelchairs, breathing treatments, CPAPs and supplies. They even have walkers, bath products, and oxygen. And the great thing about Health Now is they offer same-day service. They're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and on call 24/7. Health Now Medical Equipment, where we treat our patients like family.
If every time the wind blows you get a little leery about a tree over your house, talk to my friends at Reed Tree Service. There's no reason to be worried about a tree crashing through your house. Mike Reed has years of experience dealing with trees. It can be as simple as having a limb removed or a tree that is just huge too close to your shop or house. It's not going to cost you anything to have Mike come out and give you an estimate. They're licensed and insured, taking care of East Mississippi and West Alabama. Reed Tree Service. Have tree, will travel.
A familiar name that you probably know is Chet's Paint and Body. Hope you'll drop in and visit with them today. They're located there on Highway 495. Great folks. Drop in and visit with them. If you have anything going on with your car, your truck, well, they're there to help you out with that. From a bang to a dent to, a small scratch, it is Chet's Paint and Body. Visit with them. Let them take care of whatever the issue is. They work hard behind the scenes, and people have known to trust them. 737-2961. That's the number to call. Chet's Paint and Body. See them today. A trusted name. People that you trust with something that costs a lot of money these days.
That's right.
That's your car. See them today, Highway 495. They'll process the insurance work for you, make a call for you with your insurance agent, have it all lined up where a rental car will be waiting on you. Highway 495, visit with them today, and they'll help you out when it comes to anything to deal with your car.
The Square Peg Mini Mall, located across from the Neshoba County Co-op in Philadelphia, Mississippi, is a family-owned business that promises to treat you like family. The Square Peg Mini Mall has been operating for over 10 years and boasts over 30 vendors with a rotating inventory to fit that something you're looking for. Inventory is constantly updating, so there's always a chance for a surprise when you step inside. Come visit the Square Peg Mini Mall, located on 335 West Main Street in Philadelphia, Mississippi.
Let me go off on one of those stories that I can't put my right hand up in the air and go, I know that this is 100% true, because rumors sometimes happen. And as we all know, Donald Trump's home was raided. The rumor is that when they raided Melania's room, she's not real happy about it. Did I pronounce
I would
her name?
not be happy either, Melania, if you watch him, which I'm sure you ain't.
Yeah, she's not with us today, I'm sure. But from what we're understanding, and again, this may not be the whole truth and nothing but the truth, but in some shape, form, or way, okay, I go, all right, I get it, that the FBI went through her, what you would call, there's no other way to word it other than her underwear drawer.
Yeah.
And the rumor is that it bothered her so bad, all that was chunked, and she went and bought all new underwear because she didn't want men's going through her undergarments and her wearing them again.
I would do the same thing.
Would you?
Yes. Yes. When I told you about us when I was younger and these people broke in our hotel room, they went through all of our clothes. I did not want to wear my clothes again. I didn't.
So Melania is getting some more unmentionables, which we just mentioned.
Yeah.
Did I say
I don't
that
blame
okay?
her at all.
But I think this thing was really taken to a next step that it shouldn't have been. But we'll see what happens there.
She's blowing it out of control.
No.
Out of
Media.
yeah.
I'm not sure we're getting.
Well, I
the
heard they
whole
went
truth.
through Barron,
Yeah,
the son's room too. Went through his room.
Have you seen this picture floating around America today? Who does this?
You do what you have to do, Scotty Ray.
And
you
here
do
it
what
is.
you have to do.
That's that gator. If you won't fit in the car, just chunk him on the bag. Take him on to the house.
Yeah, even if he would have fit in the car, Candace wouldn't have been putting him in the car because guess what? He might not be completely dead.
Yeah, and speaking of that, my wife killed a snake the other day, and she
Yes.
small one, puts it in a Ziploc bag. These two are examining it.
Yeah.
Later on that day, I sat down to eat, and I picked my drink up, and there's a dead snake in a bag. Y'all left it on the table.
Ziploc bag. Oh well, I had to go to work. I still don't. I'm not 100% sure what kind of snake that was because Angie. You know, when you're supposed to look at the head of a snake to see if it was poisonous by the shape of its head. Well, guess what? Angie destroyed the head because it was a baby one. But
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for that little
You're
pick me
welcome.
up there in the
You're
middle of the
welcome,
day.
Scotty Ray.
I can't stand
so glad
those
that we
snake.
could grace you with that.
Apple is coming out with an i14. They'll have two different versions. One's a little cheaper. One for $799. Even this old cheap one that I bought at an 11, I think I paid $1,000 for. So a tad cheaper. They will have a more expensive model that I'm sure does more for you. So y'all be ready, as there are tons of people that feel like they have to have the latest and the greatest versions. I am not one of those. If my Apple IV phone still worked, I'd still be using it.
Right.
But it died.
I'd love to know what the markup on those things are, but
It's a lot.
yeah.
I'd hate to think what it costs to build it, but
Right.
it's a lot of markup. We do appreciate y'all joining us.
This flew by. We'll see you back at 8 a.m. in the morning and hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: